What are some real do's and don'ts about multifamily real estate?
So the biggest mistake that people make when they jump into a bigger project is they believe the data that the seller gives them. We do our own lease abstract and go into the property. And we look at every lease from the beginning on the file based on the unit to make sure that it ties out. So we do an audit. We will call and verify it. I still have a litigation going on a property in Houston. And the woman's husband is a NHL player. She's the worst operator, and she gave me a fake rent roll. I'm still in litigation with her, trying to get my $500,000 deposit back. I'm like, how did she not think that we were going to inspect every single unit?
Welcome to another episode of the Soothing Semantics Podcast. I'm your host, Raffi Pinsky. Make sure to subscribe, smash the like button, leave those comments. I know after this episode you're going to have quite a few comments. Looking forward to those for all of your South Florida residential real estate needs. Follow me at Raffi the Realtor. Check out my weekly newsletter, and I would be excited and happy to help you. And this week we have a guest who I've been following for a couple of years now. And I was very fortunate to meet him at an event that Adam Sosnick put together. So shout out to you, Adam Sosnick. This is a guy who has crazy strong energy. The guy's just a ball of energy. He's like a monster drink, a walking monster drink. He is a real estate investor, author, Miami native, proud Jew, Mark Shapiro. Welcome to the show.
You.
Great having you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Absolutely.
Rabbi Pinsky, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
if you have
much.
an extra keeper.
Sosnick, you suck, bro. I'm supposed to be on PBD. I'm coming for you. I'm just fucking with you.
He's not fucking with you. He's coming for you.
I'm coming for you, Sosnick, okay?
You think Adam's got his...
And I'm going to tell people you wear Depends, okay? So you don't waste the time taking a piss all the time. Just want you to know that, like a race car driver. You're a race car driver. I love you, bro.
I love you too, Adam. So Adam's going to be in his comfortable South Beach apartment, about to go to sleep. He's going to put his little nighttime hat on. Yep. You're going to be waiting right there, either in the closet or underneath the bed, to grab him as soon as he falls asleep.
I'm a little gremlin under the bed. I'm going to start chewing on his foot. Definitely.
He's going to think it's his girlfriend, but it's Mark Shapiro.
His girlfriend's pretty hot, bro. Really happy for him. She's really, actually, forget the fact that she's pretty. She's really smart and nice. She was there the other night.
Yeah. I met her for a second.
She sat there and just waited for him.
Yes.
Okay? That's a good woman.
Yeah. She looks like she's a good opposite in terms of Adam being very out there and social, and she seems more reserved.
She makes challah. I heard she does it all.
Adam, God willing, if it's meant to be.
What's his name? The rabbi, the guy from Crown Heights.
Rahman.
He introduced him.
Wait, which one from Crown Heights? The one who was at the event?
He's not. The guy he's at the event. What's his name?
Rabbi Benny?
Rabbi Benny.
No, he's Bukharian. He's from Queens. He's not
from Queens.
He's not a Chabadnik.
Okay, he introduced him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he put it together.
Bro, yeah.
Good stuff.
Insane. He asked me, he goes, you want to meet a girl just like her? I'm like, I'm okay right now. I said, I'm on a break.
Oh, you got stamina. You're going for the ones in the 20s and 30s. Okay. All right, Mark. Okay.
I'm on a break. I'm exercising. I'm exercising my pecker.
How does that work?
That means that because of all the time that I was in prison, I have to make up for all these women, so I'm fucking every woman I can.
That's the beauty. When you get to a certain age, you start caring.
I have no filter.
Yeah, I know that about you. That's why I'm so excited for this. Cause I really don't want to cut that part out, but I would totally respect if you do. It's your call.
We should just fucking leave it.
Anyway,
I'll just preempt it by telling her.
That was so great. We gotta leave. Yeah.
Leave it. She's such an understanding, cool woman. Okay, Shomer Shabbat. I'll show you a picture of her after. I think she's beautiful.
Okay.
She makes me smile. Okay. I was wrong about the 24-day marriage. Retard. But
also, retard's back. The word is back.
Yeah.
Do we acknowledge that? It's back.
Yeah.
It wasn't for so long.
Well, I'm on the spectrum. Some kind of fucking autism, okay? You know? I have all these quirks. Okay.
It's not our fault. It's Ashkenazi inbreeding. It's not our fault, dude.
I know. It's crazy. Well, here's a crazy thing. Back before, I think my dad was already born. There were two Shapiros, Sam and Mary. They married, and they were cousins. I don't think they were
only
first
the
cousins.
Pakistanis were doing
Back
this,
in the olden days.
but I think maybe we were taking part in this terrible
In the
behavior.
clan. So
Especially after the Holocaust, we needed to increase the numbers.
yeah. So
Let's make Jewish babies.
we know each other. How are we allowed to talk about this secret society?
I don't know the mob that we're part of now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, because the problem is if we need to throw anyone off a bridge with a brick,
They'll
and
come
people
to
know.
us.
Yeah, like I want to be more discreet about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it is pretty amazing.
It's a pretty great group.
Sick,
Yeah.
sick connections.
Great connections.
Sick. I mean, you go into that room, and these guys are these are the most powerful Yidden here in South Florida that are relevant.
I'm
today.
very honored that I was considered to be part of this group. It's very nice.
Well, I thought the membership was a lot, $50,000, but I wrote the check. Did you write a check?
Yeah, of course.
Guys, I'm fucking with them. They're like, Mark, you want to be part of this? You got to pay for it. I'm like, okay, sure, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
That'd
That'd
be
be actually
yeah.
crazy. Okay. So I know for a fact we're going to have tons of unfiltered discussion throughout the episode, but I also do want to get into the bread and butter of what you do, what made you so well known. Give us a little bit of a background. I don't want this to be the focus, but a little bit of a background of how you grew up. Mm-hmm. Being that you said you have dentists in the family and doctors, but you also have I believe your dad was in real estate as well.
My dad was a dentist. His father was a developer.
Okay.
My mother's father, my grandpa Eli, ran a debit route for the Metropolitan Insurance Company. Moved here after his brother John Meyer moved to South Florida, and was collecting. And he saw a sign in a building in Coral Gables, little 5-story building, for sale or for sale. And my grandfather and his brother bought it. Mm-hmm. And fast forward, John, whose son was Baron de Hirschmeyer. I don't know how it became de Hirschmeyer because it was Meyer. Okay, they started a little bank here called City National, and it's become a pretty big bank. So he did buy my grandfather out. They had a family dispute, but my dad's dad was a developer, and my mom's dad was a developer, and my mom was a commercial broker. So I learned real estate from the ground up, and it was around me. My dad, 2 of his brothers, my 2 cousins were dentists. My 2 cousins are still dentists today. And I didn't want to be a dentist.
I remember you saying, you mentioned that you felt very uncomfortable mentioning that to your dad at the time because
Hard thing to do.
Because to him, the plan was for you to become a dentist and then open a practice. He would open a practice, and you'd be doing it together. And your mother was the one who said to just mention to him that you don't want to.
Just tell him, yeah.
And you ended up telling him, and he said, okay, well, what do you want to do? And you said you want to study business. And then you mentioned something which was very interesting that I very much agree with, that today's generation doesn't have the same respect for parents that they used to.
I had amazing parents. I had amazing childhood growing up. I had amazing friends. Our CFO is my friend since I was 8 years old.
Wow,
he lived
awesome.
3 streets from me. Nice Yidden boy. We all grew up in this neighborhood. We had so many guys that were super successful. And some were Reformed, some were conservative, and some were Orthodox. And I became Orthodox in my early 20s. And right when I was getting out of college, and out of nowhere, I just started making money. And I thought that it was It was the blessing that I was getting from the Eberster, which for you who don't know what that means, it's another nickname for God or Hashem. And I started making this money, and I was making it like it was going out of style. And he's a Kohen.
I had a feeling he was a Heb. I see it on his face. Yeah.
And teaches Krav Maga. Tough guy.
Nice.
Yeah, goes to my shul. And I never looked back. I moved away from it a little bit, but I started davening 3 times a day, rapping. I started learning. I started giving a lot of what I was making back to my shul. We built a shul, and everything just became a super amazing blessing. I started to do really well. Met a nice Jewish girl, had 3 children with her, didn't stay married to her, but made a ton of money. And the one thing I remember is when she used to give me a hard time, she's like, why are these rabbis always coming around the house? Why do they always need money? I'm like, well, they need money because they don't work. They teach, okay? They help people, okay? They counsel people, okay? I said, they counsel me. That's why I've never left you. And you're horrible to me, okay?
Okay.
She's like, that's not true. I'm like, well, we have a marriage counselor. I'm like, yeah, do you listen to the marriage counselor? No. So, but I don't know where I was going with this, but...
Oh, no, it was a therapy session you were about to start, which I'm actually very open to, but I wanted to... Definitely. I do want to... I want to talk about
so got into real estate.
There's so many things I
in
want to talk
college,
to you about. Yeah.
And it just... from the first deal that I did, which was 3 units, I made $108,000 on that deal.
You bought your first deal at 23.
I was in college. I was going into my junior year.
Oh, I thought you said you were 23. Okay.
Roughly. Well, I took a year off. So I'd actually have to look, and I still have the same attorney. I still do some business with him that closed my first 40 deals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's not crazy because I actually graduated with my bachelor's at 24 because I went to the Army in between. So I did 3 years of college, went to the Army, then came back and finished undergrad. So I actually made a similar situation in that, age-wise. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then after you bought that first deal, how did things progress afterward? Meaning, how did you...
So the first deal was super simple. It was a 3-unit building, and it backed up to a college in Connecticut called Trinity College. And my mother's plan was you were going to do a minor rehab on each unit, then you were going to post it at the student union, and the students were going to rent it, but the parents were going to guarantee the lease. So our rents were about $200 to $300 when I bought the building. When we had renovated them, they were $1,000. So I was able to push value very quickly on that property, and I was able to sell it. I learned how to do my first 1031 exchange, and I bought 2 6s that my mother had found from a local bank from their real estate owned department. Bank was American National. Never forgot their name.
So just for people, 2 6s, you mean like...
2 6 family, so 12 units, side by side, brick, and on the same street that I had bought the 3-unit. And I ended up going to a street around the corner, but it still was in the right proximity. And I did the same thing with 2 other 12s. And then by the time I graduated, I had 58 units.
That's amazing.
So
how long? So what are we talking? How many years? A year's time?
In 2 years.
You had 58 units in 2 years. That's incredible. So you were aggressively buying.
No, every time a deal came along, my mother would call me and she would say, go look at this. And I would say, how much do I need? She would say, actually, you don't need anything. I'm like, well, could you explain that to me, Mom? She said, I gave you the book, nothing down, read it, and structure that deal that way, and they will accept the offer.
That's incredible.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. I can still remember some of my superintendents' names. Mr. Sinatra was the best. He was at 4143 School Street. It was a 12-unit building. I don't know how the boiler always kept on working, okay? And he had suspenders, and he was there with his wife, and he would give me a stack of cash, and I would go back to my dorm room, and I would count it, okay? I didn't want to count it in front of him. I didn't want to be disrespectful, because he would wrap the receipt around each. He collected every penny, okay? He was unbelievable. Nobody fucked with him, and he always had a cigar in his mouth. Just an amazing guy. So,
I love that.
yep.
That's awesome. Now, when it comes to, say you're a seasoned investor as you are, how many thousand doors do you have at this point?
We've done over 25,000 units. A lot of units.
And how many do you currently have around
We have a
that
lot.
many?
We
Okay.
have a lot.
Okay. Do you, at this point, lean more towards commercial, industrial?
Multifamily.
Multifamily
Same
is your
thing.
bread and butter, your
That's
favorite
That's
thing.
all we do. I mean, we've built some new product for sale, so it's vertical for sale product, which is condominiums. And we've done some, I did a couple subdivisions early on, building homes. One was 86 homes and one was 104. Never do it again, hated it, okay? But we weren't equipped really to do it the right way, the way these big home builders do it. And did 2 shopping centers, lost my ass on those, built 5 nice office buildings over the years. I did really well with those. But my bread and butter is multifamily. So,
What about multifamily do you prefer over, say, office spaces or industrial spaces?
it's a necessity. Housing, food, clothing, and shelter. You need shelter, bro.
So you would say that that necessity of shelter supersedes is more important than, say, having a locked-in commercial lease of 30 years?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Okay? Everybody is good at something. I wasn't good at retail, and I did one, I'll call it like a mini storage, years and years ago. I did okay on that. It was an old factory. But I really like the fact of being able to understand my residents' needs and be able to fulfill it and to create a sense of community. And I like the predictability, the scalability. And because multifamily, people love it, it is so easy to finance. The financing is like a loan, and you inject it with steroids, and it becomes such a hyper return. Now, there's a lot of guys that are great with industrial. There's a lot of guys that are great with the retail, like my friend Todd Napola does great with it.
I've
My
follow
buddy
that guy.
Shane Decker, phenomenal at he does B and C industrial, and he goes to submarkets that you and I wouldn't go to.
I've seen Shane on social media, young guy, young Jewish guy, yeah.
Shane's great. He's a good friend, 3 kids, great father. Went all in on his first deal, and he was about ready to go broke, get evicted from their apartment. His wife was a Greenberg Trowick. She spent her whole savings so that Shane could follow his dream. He put it all on the line, and you have to put it all on the line. You got to be willing to put some risk up, okay? You got to go all in. There's no fucking swimmies. There's no the shallow end. There's no 3 feet. There's the deep motherfucking end. No swimmies. Either swim or die. That's my attitude
Do you
about
think,
everything in life.
I couldn't agree more. Do you think that's why most people either don't invest at all, or if they do, they invest very seldomly, very, very carefully?
People are terrified. The greatest hindrance of success is comfort. To be uncomfortable is what is going to push you to go to the next level. And you never go farther than you're capable of, but you always aspire to go much higher than that. So when somebody tells me I can't do something, that's the wrong thing to tell me. I can't do it.
Totally.
Because I'm going to find a way to do it. And I'm going to find a way to push through and get it done. So I've been obscenely wealthy, and I've been broke. Now, my definition of being broke might be different than yours or anybody else's. But I can remember when there were periods of time where, I would worry about certain things. Mm-hmm. But I would never want my wife to know or my kids to know, and I would always try to maintain a stoic mentality. Even when, back in '92, when Hurricane Andrew hit here in South Florida, and I had to go to my wife and tell her I need to borrow money against your house because you don't keep the house in your name as a real estate developer. You put it in your wife's name, and you make sure that you homestead it and you own it, no debt. And I went to her and I said, look, I put all these properties under contract. I don't have the money to make my other additional deposits. And I said, I need to put a mortgage on our house. And I don't think I said your house, I said our house. And she said, well, how much money do you need? And I think at the time the house was maybe worth, I don't know, $8-10 million. And I told her I need 3. I said I need 2, and then I need $1 million cushion so I can move around. And she's like, okay, what bank are we going to take it from? Our private bank was Gibraltar. I said, I'll call them in the morning. She said, okay, just have them send it to me. They can put a mortgage on it. Okay, but I'm not going to give you any more. I'm like, well, what if I need more? She did say, okay, we'll discuss it then. Okay?
In a way, it's a good thing. See, psychologically, it's a good thing that you, as soon as she asked you that question, because that question implied, don't ask me for more, but she also wanted to help you because you're in this together, and so you just said, hey, instead of me saying, oh, no, this is all I need, you wanted to kind of preempt her by saying, I hope I don't need more, but I might.
Well, it's funny because when we dated, we got along great, okay? And she had a great family. I actually graduated high school with her older brother. She's 10 years younger than me. Yeah. And pretty girl. Good cook. Just wasn't the perfect wife. Maybe she was a good wife. Maybe I fucked it up. I don't really know.
Well, I think you're a very easygoing guy, Mark, so I can't.
I'm pretty intense. We didn't have any kids then, okay? And every 3 weeks we were on a cruise, we were on a plane, we were somewhere, we were fucking in an airplane, going to Portugal. I mean, I had bought, us. That was before we actually owned a jet ourselves. I had bought a share. It was called NetJet back then. I mean, we had the greatest fucking relationship. We just get in the car, we put the top down, and we go places. Okay? And she was wide open to anything. Then she had our first daughter, which is a huge blessing. I have 4 daughters. And things
So
changed.
no sons, just daughters?
No sons. Things changed dramatically. And to this day, I still am angry at myself for failing at that marriage. That's my fault. I should have tried harder. Okay, as a man, I should have tried harder. Okay. Now, I wish the best of her. She's a great mother. She did a great job raising the kids. She got remarried. She has another amazing daughter. Her husband's a nice guy.
Well, so daughters on daughters, no sons. There just ain't no sons in this.
No,
Yeah.
nope.
Okay.
So, and I remember when I put out the $2 million of that, and I then realized that I still was going to be severely short to get these deals closed.
You said you would be severely short.
So severely short.
That's
So I started to panic.
So many like dad jokes I have. It's crazy. Okay.
I am severely short.
That is.
So I started to panic, and I called my Miami lawyers, and I said, "What am I going to do?" And he said, "You know what? I'm the senior partner in the real estate department." He goes, "These are all great deals. We love you. You're current on your bill because you got to always pay your lawyers." And he said, "I'm going to set up an appointment for you, and I'm going to find you a partner." And he called me a couple days later. He said, "You have an appointment in Coral Gables." And I'm like, "Okay." And I said, "Where's the address?" And I said, "Oh, that's the Related Group." He goes, "Yeah, you're going to meet with George Perez." I'm like,
Wow.
"Okay." "The George Perez?" He goes, "Yeah, going to meet with him." So their office used to be on Coral Way in Gables. And he said, "Bring all your contracts, bring everything." Okay. He goes, "I'm going to do an email to his in-house counsel, and they're going to look at it." And I went there. I waited out in his reception area. His wife today was his assistant, Darlene. That's his wife today. And tall, pretty girl.
It's a nice way to meet your wife.
Yes, she worked for you. So, and we sat he had a little 4-person round table in his office in the corner, and I put the deals out, and he looked at all of them, didn't say much, okay, it was very, very nice, and he said, "These 4 deals, I'm going to show you how to do these 4 deals, okay, but I'm going to put them over here. You don't need me for these deals." He said, "These 8 deals, I'm going to partner with you." And he proceeded to show me what to do. On the 8 deals, he said, "Look, I just did a quick calculation of what you have on a deposit. Would you like to walk out of here with a check? We're going to shake hands, because that's how business used to be done. And I'll true up with you," meaning he's going to give me half of the deposits back. And I said, "No, how quickly can we get a joint venture agreement?" He said, 2 days. And he said, "When it's done, you can sign it with your counsel, and you can come here and pick up a bank check." And then he said, "Do you want another cup of coffee?" I said, "Well, what else are we going to talk about?" He said, "Get another cup of coffee." I got another cup of coffee. And he said, "See what you just brought me? Can you bring me 20 more of these deals?" And I said, "Yeah," because South Florida was destroyed from Hurricane Andrew, and everybody wanted out, and all they were doing was they're taking the insurance money, pocketing it, and selling the property. And I ended up doing another 20 deals, and that's how I ended up being part of the Portofino and started doing all these developments south of 5th, all because of him. And he is a mensch, period. He honors his word.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You mentioned you had a term, Jew something, because you mentioned Hurricane Andrew. You said you were making a lot of money.
Jewish lightning.
Right. So what is that? What's the spiel on that?
So Jewish lightning is when you have money generated from an insurance loss. So as long as nobody ever gets hurt, it's a mitzvah. It's Jewish lightning. It's a blessing. So.
Cool.
Well, mitzvah is a commandment, but people think it's a blessing.
It works for me.
So,
it works for me. Okay, so you mentioned also that in this previous podcast that I watched on the way here, that you decided to put courses together, and your courses are a lot more affordable than a lot of these other courses out there that are charging thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And You've spoken about Section 8 housing, where there are a lot of, say, for example, the demographic may be single mothers who have a hard time, and they want to get into investment, and they have the opportunity to do rent to own, for example.
We teach that.
Right. So, what are some of the things that
I actually just forgot we teach it. It's part of our course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what are For somebody that's interested in Shapiro Capital's courses, they want to learn more, they want to dip their feet into investing, they have no idea what they're doing. What would be your, I guess, your elevator pitch to them?
So our elevator pitch is we can teach anybody how to buy real estate and make a great living or make wealth from real estate, and we can do it very simply with not a lot of experience. If you don't have good credit, we're going to help you fix your credit. And if you don't have that capital, we're going to help you source the capital. And what we did, I'm going to say it's about 3 months ago, is we made our course completely free. And if you go to Instagram, you can click on our link there, and it will take you to Shapiro U, and it will give you our free course. And our course is a real estate course, teaches you how to buy a 1 to 4 unit building, teaches you how to finance it, underwrite it, do the construction budget. It also shows you Section 8. It's 15 minutes to learn Section 8. It's not complicated. And then rent to own is another 15 minutes. And there's multiple ways. What we teach is we teach how to layer things, one on top of the other, on top of the other. So we teach concepts and principles, and we show people how to start and then accelerate. And then if people truly want to learn more from us, we have a multifamily course that we do charge for. If people don't have the time but have the money, we will show them how to do a deal with them. It's called Done With You. And we will procure the property, we'll renovate the property, and we'll hand the property off to them with a property manager, or we can let them manage it. And teach
That's
them how to do
awesome. That's great. Because
So-
I think a lot of people, and I know you'll agree with this, they look at anything they don't have experience with, whether it be real estate or something else. And because they don't have any sort of knowledge, they look at it as this fucking Pythagorean theorem of sorts. They're like, oh, this is so complicated. But if you just kind of attack it and say, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but someone else did it, they're probably not that much smarter than me, they were just willing to actually take the time to do it, and most importantly, start. So if I start, eventually I'm going to know what I'm doing. You know, like this guy who interviewed you, the episode I listened to. It's just honestly as simple as that. And I think for offering this opportunity to procure the purchase and kind of push things along for them, so now they feel that confidence in having that deal, and then going forward, maybe they can start to play more of a role in that deal.
This June 20th this year, we will be 2 years in the real estate education space. So I had my first student. We launched our course, 2024, I started doing social media in late April. I don't know why I have the hiccups. Did a video that I made a reaction video to something Grant Cardone had said about people who make $400,000 a year are losers, are butt pirates, are blah, blah, blah. And I said that's Grant, that's really obnoxious. What about the police? What about the nurses? What about the teachers? What about the firemen? Okay? What about the civil engineers? What about the guys that pick up the trash?
Mark, it's a sales tactic. It's his way of guilting you into buying his stuff.
Well, of course.
It's very like Wolf of Wall Street. Like, you're not good enough. Follow me.
Correct.
That's what he's doing.
Correct. And so we created this course. My first student, her name is Lydia Walker. She tells the story that she saw me on late night, like midnight. She was watching something. I popped in, and the course was $27. $27 to change your life. And she signed up, and she was the first person on June 20th on the Zoom call. For 2 weeks, it was Lydia and I. I got to know Lydia's life, her story, her tragedies, okay, all the things that she went through, and what an amazing woman. And she was dating a guy at the time. They since got engaged, married, now they're pregnant, okay? And she decided she was going to take the course and learn how to buy real estate. Within 30 days, we were on the phone negotiating with the first property was in Montgomery, Alabama. Mm-hmm. We tried to put it under contract. The wholesaler sold it out from underneath us. Second property was in St. Louis, Missouri. We put it under contract. We could not get our full due diligence.
The inspection, they didn't want to do inspection.
They didn't want to do inspection. It had a fire. Okay, these are little things my students do not. You're not going to trade on these. Mm-hmm. These are what you do. It has to be inspected. You've got to have the time. You've got to make sure the property is proper. Okay, there's no issues with the foundation, the roof, all this, sewer system, sewer lines, everything. Okay, and it's all just due diligence. Third property, she puts under contract. We negotiated for $34,000 in St. Louis, Missouri, a 3-2, perfect. Needed some rehab. The budget was $35K, okay, on that property.
I remember all the and she got it was then valued at $155.
She took out enough money. She actually borrowed $104,000 on it. Her and her boyfriend put the money together in a partnership. Mm-hmm. She took the money back. She bought a single family house for them to live in when they got engaged in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And then she used FHA, first time home buyer, 96.5% financing. She had the deposit. And then she bought a 4-unit. And then she's up to about 20 units now.
Fantastic.
And she has a little less than $10,000 a month in cash flow from nowhere. She sat in that chair, did a podcast. She came to my wedding, the marital bliss of 24 days. Food was great. Kosher.
Okay.
Great freaking cake was insane. Had apricot filling. I love that.
I'm a big chocolate cake guy. I don't eat. I really am good at not eating cake. Cheesecake also.
Bro, I had a good fucking cake.
I could fuck up a cheesecake, man. Oh my god. I'm good at. I know better than to eat it, but on a rare occasion, I mean, if I'm drunk, it's game over, and I don't drink much these days. But if I'm whiskeyed up and there's a good cheesecake, I can't say no to it. It's not
Juniors.
Juniors?
You eat kosher? I'm the same way.
Not really, no.
I used to be super disciplined, but I probably should try harder.
We'll fall short.
I think the more I spend more time with this woman, the more I'll go back to eating 100% kosher. So, which is a good thing.
I grew up fully religious. I mean, we didn't get to know each other, our personal lives too much, but I was raised by a single grandmother. Never met my parents. Mother passed a few years ago. She had, she had a lot of issues, so she wasn't a very productive member of society, to put it simply. She had no real connection with anyone else in the family. She was kind of just doing her own thing. Grandmother raised me.
Produced you.
Yeah. So listen, thank God for that, right? Thank God for that.
There's always something good, bro.
It's true. Yeah, I had, but like you, different upbringing. But I had a very good childhood too. I did. Very blessed. My grandmother was always there. We had a very, very, very good connection. She put me through the yeshiva system. Grew up really modern Orthodox. Had a lot of friends growing up. Good life.
That's what I consider myself, modern Orthodox.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm like more traditional, but I'm part of the Orthodox.
I wear pink sport coats.
What happened?
I wear pink sport coats.
That's the modern enough.
Yeah.
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 So before I want to get into, I do want to ask you relationship questions, but I want to ask you before that what you would suggest multifamily wise. What are some real do's and don'ts about multifamily real estate? What would you advise people to do and not to do when buying multifamily?
So the biggest mistake that people make when they jump into a bigger project is they believe the data that the seller gives them. And we do a few things through due diligence. Leases are great. Rent rolls are great. Trailing T12. We like to use a T3, which is the last 90 days. Mm. And then we want the lease the rent roll. We want it verified at the time of the closing. So they have to verify it. But what we do is we take the existing rent roll and then we do our own lease abstract and go into the property. And we look at every lease from the beginning on the file based on the unit, and we're able to track the to make sure that it ties out. So we do an audit. That's what a lease. That's what it is. A lease audit. We will do an audit of the last 3 years of insurance. We want the actual last 3 years of insurance. Same thing with the taxes, all the utility bills, all the maintenance records. Okay, and we will do a spot check. We will call and verify it. Now, when you do that, sometimes you run into properties that people are full of shit. And I still have a litigation going on a property in Houston, in the Galleria area, called Augusta Court. And the woman's husband is a NHL player. And she bought about 2,000 apartments, and she's the worst fucking operator, and she gave me a fake rent roll. And then she gave me a fake, they were supposed to have upgraded all of the appliances. And I'm like, how did she not think that we were gonna inspect every single unit?
Right.
And do, a takeoff on every single unit, whether it needs flooring or cabinets or lighting or the bathrooms, whatever, okay? So I'm still in litigation with her, trying to get my $500,000 deposit back.
Shit.
It's ridiculous. Shiksa. Pretty shiksa.
There's a
That
lot
means
of,
non-Jewish.
I think he knows.
I think we're not supposed to say that. So the Rebbe used to call people non-Jews.
There's this beautiful thing happening in social media now, because I'm super anti-cancel culture. Really.
What is cancel culture?
Where everyone's canceled, where people are just being canceled for saying things that are offensive. The problem with doing that is the opinions are still being opinioned. It's not a word, but people still have their opinions. For example, the whole anti-Semitism thing, right? There's a lot of Jews that just throw the card at everyone, and it becomes a boy who cried wolf thing. People criticize; they're allowed to criticize. I think the best strategy is to have a counter argument. Either have a counter argument verbally, or if there's a problem physically, you handle it physically. Instead of just saying we're going to take you off platforms. I think people start to want to know more. Nick Fuentes was a great example. If you're familiar, if you've heard of this guy.
No.
You haven't even heard of him. But anyways,
I don't even really know social media very well.
I'm
probably
better.
One of these guys that's digs in.
You have it all managed.
Look, I'm going to cancel every fucking culture, okay? Because I identify as a bottle of water.
Right.
So I'm an it. I'm not a this or that. I don't need fucking pronoun bullshit. I don't give two craps about that, okay? I'm not a sensitive guy.
Right.
I'm a really sensitive guy, okay? I cry at the easiest things. But you know what? The Torah says what? A man marries a woman, and a woman marries a man. Now, I love my youngest daughter, Carly, and she is going to marry a woman. And I'm glad that this woman makes her happy. And I love her no matter what. But I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I want her to be happy. So if that makes her happy, I'm happy for her.
That's the fairest way you could be, man.
Okay?
It's the fairest way you could be, yeah.
Do I agree with it? And then she is fucking smoking hot, my kid. I don't get it. Okay? And super successful. And, when I meet these women who look like guys, okay, and they're like pissed off, and I see that some of them at the gym trying to deadlift, and I'm like, hey, how are you? Are you done with the leg press?
Clip that up.
So, they're like, why? Like with some deep voice, I'm like, because it's leg day and I'd like to do my leg press before I do my hack squats. All right, I'm done. And then they walk away and I'll do a few sets. My testosterone's high and I'll walk over to them. I'm like, why did you come off like that? I said, I just wanted to know if you were done. Okay? And, I'm like, maybe you need a guy to fuck you. You know? And they all, I get written up at my gym all the time. Okay, like this whole new thing with all these OnlyFans girls that have attacked Crunch on Miami Beach. Okay, and they have the horriblest attitude. Okay, and they're
I
like,
love that.
like-
I love
like-
that counter.
I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm there to work out. So I've been going to Boxer more.
Bro, it's so funny seeing the generational difference of these OnlyFans girls are so used to getting propped up. They're so used to getting their asses kissed, and you're this 60-something-year-old guy living. You grew up in a totally different world, and you're just looking at them, and you're like, it's hard for me to articulate, but you don't understand the nonsense. To you, you're perplexed by the silliness of it all.
Don't get it. We had a girl who's super famous.
Yeah.
I didn't know she rented our podcast studio. Yeah. We rent this studio out, and our rate's really inexpensive. It's $400 fucking an hour if you want to be in my podcast studio. You can get any podcast studio around here for what, $200, Daniel? $200 an hour. You want to come here? It's $400 an hour. Mm-hmm. And then we just had somebody who wanted to use this as for a corporate event. Okay? You want to rent this space? For a day, it's $7,500, and I want a $7,500 deposit. We had, and I don't know how it got past me, because I approve all that, because this is called Leverage Lounge.
Okay.
We had a OnlyFans swimsuit during Art Basel 3-day event here. Okay? And I should have charged them 50 fucking grand, because there's, I can't say it, but it's a word that starts with C on my fucking rug over there. Okay?
Is the UNT at the end of it? Okay, either way.
No. Something else.
The male version?
The male. The sperm.
Oh.
On my fucking rug. Okay? That's what I think it is.
Okay.
But we've tried to have it cleaned out.
So you're saying some freaky shit happened over the last 3 days.
I literally almost got into a fight because I blocked it. I didn't want them to come in the last day, but I had taken their money, a lot of it. And I didn't want them to come in, and my CFO was screaming at me, you have a contract, you got to let them in. This guy, this guy's like trying to strong arm me. I'm like, bro, you gonna strong arm me? I said, I got my fucking gun right here. Okay? Mm-hmm. Get the fuck out of my building.
Right.
Okay? And he left, and he goes, but I'm Jewish. His name was Scott. He came back. He goes, why so aggressive? I said, I don't know, a lot of testosterone.
Are you taking TRT, or is it just the working?
I take Samorlin peptide.
Okay.
I take Samorlin, and
so you're like a 20-year-old in a 60-year-old guy's body.
I'm 65, and
you're born again.
I'm like a 40-year-old.
You're born again. You just have a boner all the time. I mean, whether it's actual or
yes, yeah. So
that's fun, man. Because you have no filter anymore. Because you've done everything, and it's freeing. That's so freeing.
Yeah, I'm trying to be better. They tell me I swear too much. So.
Hey, man.
I'm trying. So, what do we have for time? Oh shit. Got it.
We have what?
Got it.
How are we doing?
So you got 5 more minutes.
Okay. Relationship advice. I really would I hope we can do this again in the near future, Mark, because I really would have liked to ask you more about your thoughts on marriage and dating and things like that. Like I would ask you about monogamy and how you've done, So now that you just got married the second time, is your second?
So marrying Gabriella.
Okay.
Which was the 24-day debacle. We did live together for about a year and a half. I did fall in love with her youngest daughter. My kids fell in love with her youngest daughter. All the kids here, I don't remember when it went from great to not so great to fucking insane. But it was around the time I took her to the inauguration, to the private party, okay? And she met the president's wife, Melania, and she was treated like royalty. And she did something that I thought was really obnoxious. Not in there when we were waiting for our car. I think because she was drunk. And that was my first warning sign. And that should have been the warning sign. But this was, I want to say the 20th of January in 2024. Yeah, 2024. When was the inauguration? 19th or 20th of January. Okay. We weren't engaged. I forgave her, which was the wrong thing to do in hindsight. And I should have packed her up and threw her out of the apartment then. Okay. But I didn't. We worked through it. And I had already ordered her ring from my jeweler, the guy. What does he say? Where's my fucking money?
Tracks. You're talking about tracks.
No, I didn't grab my ring from him. But I love him, by the way. And
came out of left field. I was not expecting that.
no,
Okay.
I asked her to marry
That's Mark.
me.
That's Mark. That's
I
Mark.
asked her to marry me, where we went on our first date, and sat at the same spot, and gave her a condominium that she on her finger. Okay. This is a great story after that. I'll tell you off camera. But we got married. I got engaged on the 15th. We met on a Tuesday. We got our first date on a Wednesday. We met on a Wednesday. We went on our first date on a Wednesday. We got engaged on a Wednesday. We got married on a Wednesday. And we got married on the 15th of March. And by the 3rd of April, I had a restraining order. And by the 6th, I had filed for divorce. And she went from being crazy, Latin, supposedly Jewish, which we could never confirm that she was Jewish. She actually did go through a conversion in Israel, but it wasn't a fully kosher conversion. I actually found her papers. So
Was this girl a lot younger than you?
not that much younger, 40 something.
It's a 20-year difference.
In the mortgage business,
25.
Ecuadorian, Israeli, crazy Latino. She's smoking hot.
I bet.
Super fucking smart, like super smart. And she hid everything from me. She was just a straight up con artist. I was guy number 5 that she fucked over. So, the relationship advice that I can give to you and to you is.
So wait,
for
I'm
me-
sorry. I'm sorry that I missed this. This is the second woman?
my second marriage. I didn't get married for a long time.
Okay,
I
but
got
now you're
divorced-
married a
I got
third time, or
divorced
you're
in
not married?
2001.
Okay.
No, I'm not. No, I was just joking about that. So,
Okay.
but I've got a really good candidate. She's really. If I would marry somebody, I'd marry this woman.
A third time.
Only I don't want to
You're-
scare
You're
her.
ready to rock a third time, man. If I don't think I
Well,
don't even know.
I'm not going to quit until I get it right. Okay. So the best relationship advice I can give you is to be genuine, be yourself, okay, and to put yourself out there, and
I don't know what that means.
don't be prepared to get hurt, because wounds heal.
Yeah,
So, guys, thank you.
absolutely. All right. Well, first of all, thank you for that advice. Again, I look forward to hopefully having more discussion. Like, we had the real estate side. I would love to cover life, personal matters, life advice, relationships. I think you have a lot to offer in that sense, and I think it'll be a hilarious discussion too.
It could be.
I think it would be. I think it would be. boys and girls, Hebes and Sheebs, this podcast was promised us 3,000 years ago. I finished all the Geislop in my cup, so I appreciate, there's this new term, Geislop, going around. It's very funny. I don't even fully know what it means. But anyway, guys, thank you for making it to the end of another episode 251 of the Soothing Semantics Podcast. Of course, for all of your South Florida real estate residential needs, we do it all. Reach out to me. Follow me on Instagram. You have my number. Reach out for real estate investment. If you're looking to get into real estate investment, whether it be multifamily, commercial, single family, go follow Mark Shapiro on Instagram. Check out his course. Stay tuned for his book. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.